Namaste dear children, I am Manjula from Sri Gurukul Group of Institution, Tumukuru. Today I am here with another video which is related to the the most predictable questions for the academic year 2023 and 24. So let us start with a few questions, children. So here, according to my analysis, so I have gone through so many question paper, like it may be the state question paper or it may be the district question paper. I have referred so many question paper. So in that, I predicted some of the questions it may appear in the coming exam. So this is some of the predictable questions, and this is very important question. So please sit and see the video. It will be very helpful for your examination. So let us begin with from the first chapter. So children, in the first chapter, the reasons in the discovery for the new sea route to India. So these questions, it will come for the 2 marks. It has been repeated so many times. Then in this chapter, the Battle of Buxar and the Battle of Plassey. So children, these 3 topics, they have repeated so many times in the different question paper. So this is one of the most predictable questions which may appear in the next coming exam. Then in the second chapter, the subsidiary alliance and the doctrine of lapse. Children, this is 100% assurance I will give that in these 2 topics, that is subsidiary alliance and the doctrine of lapse, in these 2 topics definitely they are going to ask about in this, it may come either it may be the subsidiary alliance or it may be the doctrine of lapse. So in these 2 topics, definitely one questions will appear in your exam. It may be for 2 marks. Then first Anglo-Maratha War. So in this chapter, you are going to go through so many different types of Maratha wars. So in that, according to my analysis, what I observed in the different set of question paper. So the first Anglo-Maratha War. So there we are going to I can predict this war. The first Anglo-Maratha War, it may come in your examination. Then when we move on to the third chapter, that is in this chapter, you are going to study about the different land policies which has been introduced by the Britishers, different land tax policies. So in this, the most important according to my analysis, that is Malwari system or the Royatwari system, Zamindari system. So these are some of the important topics. It has been repeated so many times in the different sets of question paper. So this can also come in the next academic year, that is 23 and 24. Then when we move on to the next chapter, so that in this chapter we have studied so many acts, like the Government Quits India Act. So different types of act we have studied, but in this topic, according to my analysis, the Government of India Act of 1919, then Indian Council Act of 1909, then Government of India Act of 1935. So these are some of the important topics it may come in the examination. So please give some more attention for these topics. Then when we move on to the next chapter, that is third Anglo-Maratha War. So even in this chapter also, you are going to study so many different types of, I think 4 wars you are going to study. So in that, according to my knowledge, so the third Anglo-Maratha War, it has been repeated so many times in the different sets of question paper. So please give some more attention for this question. Then Krishna Raja Wadayar Fort. See, what is the contribution of Wadayar's family? This is also one of the most important question. But when we consider about the Wadayar family, I think the Krishna Raja Wadayar contributions plays a very important role. That to Krishna Raja Wadayar Fort. So what is their contribution for the Mysore? So this is one of the repeated questions. So please glance this question also. Please give little bit more attention for this question. Then when we move on to the next chapter, that is social reformers. Children, I have made one video related to this chapter. So please go through that video. In this chapter, you are going to learn about so many different types of social reformers, but the answer you have to write the similar answers. So different names is there, and they have established different organization, but what is the main aims and objectives of these organization are similar. So this is very important. Definitely from this chapter they are going to extract the question for 2 marks or 3 marks. Definitely I am going to give the assurance for that. Then when we move on to the next chapter, that is corruption. So in this chapter, status status of the woman. So here also the question may arise for corruption maybe for 2 marks, and the status of women it is also for 2 marks. So we can able to maybe we will get the question which is related to this topic also. Then when we move on to the next chapter, that is chapter 7. So here we are going to learn about how is the relationship of India with the different countries. So here we have learned so many different topics, but the most important according to me, they may ask about what is the relation the India is having with the China, or it may be the USA, or it may be the Russia. So these are some of the important topics in this chapter. So please go through that topics. Then when we move on to the next chapter, that is social stratification. So here you are going to the most important question, that is legal measures to eradicate untouchability. So this question according to my knowledge, it has been repeated in almost all the question paper. So it may come for 2 marks or 3 marks according to my prediction. Then when we move on to the next chapter, so in this chapter now you are going to get the question which is related to the differentiate between organized and unorganized workers. Then what may be the reasons or the causes of unemployment. So these are some of the topics which has been repeated so many times in the different sets of question paper. Then when we move on to the geography part, children here please concentrate to the map work. So please don't leave any map, because in geography we have to concentrate more for the map work, and they may ask for 1 marks. So they will extract the questions from the geography for 1 marks. So here you should give more concentration. Please go through whatever the map which has been mentioned in the textbook. Please go through the map, because in the map you are going to get 5 marks. So you cannot ignore any places. According to me, please refer all the places which is present in the textbook. Don't leave any map which is present in the textbook. So what are the places, what are the location which has been in the textbook, only they are going to ask about those places. So please refer the textbook for the map work. Then when we move on to the next one, that is the seasons are there as I told. So they are going to extract 1 marks in this chapter. So give importance for this chapter also. Then when we move on to the next chapter, that is 12th chapter. So in that usually they will ask about soil erosion. It may be for the 2 marks or 3 marks. So please give little bit more importance for this topic. Then when we move on to the next chapter, that is conservation of forest. So this question has been repeated even so many times. So please give little bit more preference for this topic also. Then water resources, the next chapter, as I told, in this chapter also children they are going to ask the map work. So different rivers are present in this topic. So please refer the textbook for the location of the different types of rivers which is present in our India. Then when we move on to the next chapter, that is 15th chapter, this is one of the most important chapter. Here we have learnt about 5-year plan as well as the green revolution. So definitely according to my analysis, they are going to extract the few questions from this topic. So little bit of more attention to this topic. Then when we move on to the next chapter, that is functions, means in this chapter we have learnt about the characteristics or about the information of the bank. So here also they are going to ask about few questions, like the most important according to me, the functions of the bank, and they may extract the questions for 1 marks in this chapter. So please give more attention for this about the banking system.